Alright guys, welcome back. When we left, we had used the quadratic formula to find our zeros and had found that they were positive 2.4 and negative 0.4. So when we graph these, we don't have to be exact. Positive 2.4 would be about halfway in between 2 and 3, and negative 0.4, that's close to negative 0.5, so that's about halfway between 0 and negative 1. We had found that our line of symmetry was at x equals 1. So right in between our two zeros here, hopefully you can draw a better line than I can. And we found that the vertex was at 1, negative 4. The direction should be up like a cup because a is a positive number. So this works out just fine. Hopefully you can draw a better line through your points than I can. But your curve should go like that, and make sure that it's not too V-shaped. Nice job. All right, I want you to pause the video right now and calculate the zeros of the following equation using factoring. Don't forget that there is a GCF of 2 on this one, so you're going to start off by making this equal to 0, taking a 2 out of everything because there's a GCF of 2. We don't want to factor out a negative because that'll change the direction of our parabola. Go ahead and pause the video and try this on your own right now. If we divide everything by a 2, that leaves us with negative 1x squared, minus 4x, and minus 3. So when I factor, I'm looking for two numbers that multiply to be 3 and add to be negative 4. That gives us negative 1 and negative 3. Negative 1 times negative 3 is positive 3. Negative 1 plus negative 3 is negative 4. So now my factors are, got negative 1, sorry about that, negative 1x squared, that stays. The negative 4x turns into minus 1x minus 3x, and then the minus 3 stays. We've got our negative 1 that we're going to factor out here, so that becomes, that should have been a negative 1x because both of these have an x. That leaves us with x plus 1. And we've got a negative 3 here, so that also leaves us with x plus 1. So now we have as our factors negative 1x minus 3 times x plus 1. Our other factor was 2, and this is all equal to 0. So now our zero product property tells me that I can take each one of these factors and make them equal to 0. Well, 0 can't equal 2, so we just take that one and throw it out. The other two, negative 1x minus 3 equals 0, and x plus 1 equals 0. Add 3 to each side. We get negative 1x equals 3. Divide both sides by negative 1, and so x equals negative 3 is one of our zeros there. Minus 1 from each side, and so x equals negative 1. So you should have gotten zeros of negative 1 and negative 3. Go ahead and pause the video now and determine the line of symmetry and the vertex of the following same equation we just did. We've already got our zeros. Now you're going to do your line of symmetry and the vertex. All right, welcome back. You should have used the equation x equals negative b over 2a. b is negative 8, so we're going to use negative 8 all over 2 times negative 2. This becomes 8 over negative 4. And so our line of symmetry is x equals negative 2. Now you want to be real careful when you're substituting in with all these negatives to find the vertex. I always use parentheses to show what I'm substituting, and you really want to think through your order of operations here. For example, inside parentheses comes first, but there's nothing to do inside. That means exponent comes next. I don't do negative 2 times negative 2 here. I do negative 2 squared, and so negative 2 squared is negative 2 times negative 2, which is positive 4. Then negative 8 times negative 2 is positive 16, and then we just bring down the minus 6. Then that's negative 8 plus 16 minus 6, and then all we have left is addition and subtraction in order from left to right. Negative 8 plus 16 is 8, 8 minus 6 is 2. So my vertex is at negative 2, 2. All right, so our zeros were negative 1 and negative 3. The line of symmetry was at x equals negative 2. The vertex we found was at negative 2, 2, and this should point down like a frown. So we've got negative 1 and negative 3. The line of symmetry is at x equals negative 2. The vertex should fall on there somewhere, and it's -2, 2, and then that goes down like a frown. These little dancing men in the corner reminded me that we have a code word today. The code word today is dance for Riley Dance Marathon. So make sure you write that down now in your notes. The code word today is dance for Riley Dance Marathon. All right, you are ready for your IP on the quadratic equation, line of symmetry, and vertex. You're going to go back to the haiku page and complete the assignment for 511 and 512. Don't forget to take a look at the rubric and expectations for the project to help boost your grade. All right, good to see you guys. Hope to see you in office hours soon. Miss all of you so much. Bye-bye.